Good morning, breathers. Uh, Today I want to talk about, of course, the awesome body that we have. Quick reference, we have 60,000 miles of blood vessels. We have 25 trillion red blood cells. In each one of those red blood cells, there's 270 million hemoglobin molecules. And each one of those hemoglobin molecules can hold 4 oxygen molecules. We have filters in our nasal cavity. We have turbinates, little bony structures that the air goes turbinating through. Um, our capacity in our lungs, all the alveoli, all the air sacs, if that was spread out on the ground, that would be a tennis court area. So we have a lot of good stuff going on that we take for granted. I'd like to say it's as plain as the nose on your face. So we need to breathe nasally, diaphragmatically. We need to protect ourselves by filtering out any particles, by breathing nasally. We have carbon dioxide and nitric oxide, which is both vasodilators. They're also antibacterial and antiviral. So we have this built-in system, which is quite amazing. So in my program, which I get it from Patrick McEwen in the Oxygen Advantage, we do a series of breath holds. And just a quick side note on breath holds, like it's interesting because people have sleep apnea, and apnea means you're not breathing for a time period. And what does our body do? And where does the spleen come into all of this? Well, the spleen is a reserve of red blood cells. It's a reserve of hemoglobin rich red blood cells. So, as a protective measure, when you go into sleep apnea, your spleen contracts and releases this hematocrit stuff, this red blood cells that have a lot of hemoglobin in them. So, you're getting extra protection. And so, when we do breath holds, when we get to the point where we can do a strong breath hold, we're comfortable doing that uncomfortable stuff. We do 5 strong breath holds, like before a race or before a performance or before musician or concert, or you can give a talk or something. Take about 15 minutes and do some breath holds, in and out, in, out, and hold it, and then relax, breathe through your nose, 3 or 4 breaths, and do that again. Do a series of that 5 times. And if you're doing it correctly, and it takes practice, you will have a splenic contraction, and you'll release more red blood cells into your circulatory system. Another thing that breath holds do, some of the athletes may know of the EPO. What is it? Erythropoietin. It's a hormone released by the kidneys, I think. It protects your red blood cells. It's a protective hormone. And it also encourages your bone marrow to produce more red blood cells. So oxygen is key, and oxygen delivery from the red blood cells is key. And we have to do that with a greater tolerance to carbon dioxide, which is why we breathe low, slow, and through the nose. So EPO, you don't have to get it at the store. You don't have to dope illegally before your bike race or whatever. You can do some breath holds, and you're going to release more red blood cells into your body, and your continued practice of breath holding, functional daily breathing, we breathe 25,000 times a day. We can focus on it and what's the word? Harness the power of our breath. And we want to breathe through the nose, diaphragmatically, breathe out, usually a little bit longer than you breathe in. Maybe hold it out a little bit and feel the carbon dioxide build up in your blood vessels in your body. Get your focus out of your mind, put your focus in your body, and feel the life force just moving through you. You are alive. You're free. You're part of the universe. You're more than you know, and you're free. You're alive. So I wanted to talk about splenic contraction and the production of EPO, erythropoietin. So by continuing to practice and become conscious of our breathing, we get a crap ton of benefits. Okay, encourage your children also to breathe through the nose so they'll be protected from viral particles, because we have an awesome built-in immune system. So I want to ask you guys one thing real quick. Shut your mouth, save your life. Coach Couch out.